Very good. Now, all morning we've been taking your calls and emails on your angelic experiences. We've been inundated with some fantastic stories here. Susie Anthony, whose life changed entirely 15 years ago after being addicted to cocaine, really, and nearly killing yourself. You had an angelic experience, and now you're here to help people all over the place with healing and following a better life. I'd like to go, first of all, straight to Kelly in Shropshire. Good morning, Kelly.
Morning.
Hello, Kelly. You were in a horrendous car crash a while ago. Lots of injuries. Hello, Kelly.
Yes.
Yes. And what did you see as you were in the car?
When I was in the car with my daughter, she was driving, I was passenger, and I can remember telling her that I felt I was dying, and just then there was about 10 or 12 golden lights in the shape of orbs come into the car, lined across the two of us, scanned us up and down, I don't know for how long, and then they went out by the same way, single file through the top left-hand corner of the windscreen. My daughter said that she hadn't been able to breathe up until then, but it was as if somebody had touched her chest and she was able to breathe.
So she saw them as well?
Pardon?
She saw them as well as you?
No, she didn't see them. She just felt as if somebody touched her chest. And all the doctors in the hospital told my family that I should have got out of the car alive, the extent of my injuries. It was a hangman's fracture to my neck.
Gosh.
As well as the other injuries. And I believe that they were angels come in, either to take me and then change their mind. That's what I believe.
Really?
And since then, I've always felt protected.
Are you fully recovered now?
Not fully. I'm still in tremendous pain with the rest of my injuries. And then 2 years after that, I was diagnosed with breast cancer and had a radical mastectomy. And even though that was frightening, I felt my angels were there to protect me. They didn't take me at the time of the crash, so they weren't going to take me then.
Do they take all sorts of different forms? You said earlier on that you saw blue light, and here's a story of golden orbs.
Absolutely. I mean, I actually even brought a picture to the studio today of myself a couple of months ago lying in bed with double pneumonia with blue orbs all around me.
We've got the picture, actually. It's here you go. Now I'm going to be horrid here because we have to be balanced.
Of course.
And to say that just at the top of that picture, the cut-off is a light, is a lamp,
a chandelier.
so it's a chandelier type of thing. So we've seen those sort of things appear on cameras because it's just a reflection on the lens coating of the chandelier, of the lamp.
It is possible, if you look at something with a logical mind, to always find a logical explanation. But I did a big event, a charity event about angels. There were teepees outside for the kids, no chandeliers, and somebody photographed in the broad daylight, and there were orbs all around the teepees.
Wow.
So,
and why would why would the orbs fly in through the windows and save some potential car crash victims, fatalities, and not fly in and save others?
Well, some people are more predisposed to be, open to believing in angels.
So if you don't believe, they might not save you?
Not necessarily. I mean, this is the mystery, the X factor. I've no idea, I can't explain that, but they do exist and they are here for everyone. They really, truly are.
Well, I'd like to talk to Fiona now in Northamptonshire. Good morning, Fiona.
Hello.
Hello, your little daughter, she's only 6.
That's right.
Is that right? Yes, but she has said to you, since she was very, very little, that she's talking to angels.
Yeah. When she started to talk, she used to speak about people that she could see in her room, obviously not in a scared way. And as she's got older, it's all she talks about every day. Every single day she says that they take her at night and leave her body, and she goes up with them and they show her this ball with energy in, and they give her the energy, and that it's her job to heal people, and that's going to be her job.
And she's not frightened in any way?
No, not at all. No, she'll go on for hours speaking about it, and she says things that I don't really even understand, to be honest. But yeah.
So she hasn't had any access to angels, or been doing it at school, or read it somewhere, seen it in a film?
No, not at all. I mean, I'm not a Christian. I wasn't brought up like that. So it was quite a shock, because we don't really speak about God and angels and things like that. So for her to come out and say things, it's quite, you know, I quite enjoy listening to her.
And she's desperate to talk to somebody about what she's hearing and seeing.
Yeah, I've tried to get her tickets to go and see a Dorian Virtue thing, but they said she's too young.
Yes, well, Susie's here. What do you think's going on there, Susie?
Well, I hear stories like this all the time, I really do. And especially little kids, because they're very awake, very imaginative, and they haven't been told to close down and this is rubbish and have you been on the gin bottle again. So kids are wide open and they're connected to their hearts. They're very loving, very caring. They're heroes. They come in to, you know, just play and have fun on the planet. And when we go to school, university, get a job, we kind of get conditioned out of that. So kids are more open. And I hear stories like this every single day of the week. And just go with it. As long as you're feeling love and
it's not frightening
joy
in any
and it's
way,
not frightening in any way. And come and see me at my healing centre. I'd be happy to help.
Dawn, we'll put your information on the web there. Thank you, Fiona.
Dawn is in West Sussex. Hello, Dawn.
Hello.
Now, this revolves around a very scary boating accident.
Yes.
And your daughter was swept away out to sea in a dinghy.
Yes.
Pick up the story from there.
The tide had been coming in all afternoon, and she was playing with a group of boys in a dinghy, and a wave swept over the boy who was holding the rope, and she got swept out to sea by the rip tide. And I'm a Christian, and so's my husband, and we were sitting on the beach just saying, please God, just tell her to stay in the boat, to lay down, and help was coming. Well, in the end, an hour and a half went by, and she was finally brought back to shore, and the emotional crying and hugging and kissing, and she just turned around to me and she just said, you didn't need to worry, Mummy. Jesus told me to lay down in the boat and that help was coming.
And how old was she at the time?
10.
Good heavens. I mean, it's a hard one to explain away, really, isn't it?
She won't have it. She'll shut you down. She now knows that it's her guardian angel.
And how long ago was this?
That was 6 years ago.
6 years ago. So she's 16 now.
Yeah.
And still the feeling that she had is just as powerful now as it was then.
Yeah.
So that's long-lasting experience.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, with me, it's been every single day, every single moment for 15 years. And, you know, even when I sometimes get tired or discouraged, they don't give up on me. They're always here. And Sai Baba, the great guru in India, one of the great teachers, says, why worry when you can pray?
Well, Karen Keating, who's a great friend of the programme, great friend of mine, was a total and complete believer in angels. And there was always this, wherever she was, this miraculous, she would say, just get a parking space. And there wouldn't be a parking space in the world, and she'd get the parking space. And there were feathers wherever she was. You'd find a feather on her funeral when she died. Someone came in and said, look at this, I just caught this outside. And this huge, sort of unlikely feather appeared out of nowhere. And she was an absolutely total believer. And she got a huge amount of spirituality out of it. Not religious, but spirituality.
I think as well that it's something that people may be poo-pooing at home and think, there'll be plenty of other people who say, no, I absolutely believe. But the point is, it's not a harmful thing to believe in. And there's no harm in trying to think of something positive and asking for help.
Absolutely. And it works. It really does work. I mean, is anyone getting goosebumps here? You feel the angels around you?
I am now that you're telling me, yes.
Exactly.
Yes, it's only because Kate's shouting that we're 30 seconds over. I always get goosebumps when she does that. She's the angel in my ear.
Well, thank you very,
Thank you for
very
having
much
me.
indeed.
Thank you, that was
Fantastic.
absolutely fascinating.
It is
Terrific.
interesting.
Yeah.
It is interesting.
Right, so
What
moving
are the
on.
angels telling you?
They're telling me, actually, that Corrie's David Platt is on the way. In the last year, of course, he's hounded his mum,